What's going on? It's Dr. Gonzo Boogie here again, back for another DVD and VHS update. And this is actually going to be a smaller update. I only have 5 DVDs to show and 2 VHS tapes. But at the end of this video, I wanted to show 2 action figures that I picked up over the weekend, which I think are just awesome. I got 2 horror movie or horror sci-fi related figures, and they're just really cool. 2 of the coolest figures I've bought in a while. I haven't really bought an action figures in a while, and just recently I kind of been getting back into it, and these 2 are just really cool, so I'm glad I picked them up. So I'm just going to get this video going and show the DVDs that I picked up first. And first off here we have another copy of The Evil Dead, which I just love this film. I love collecting multiple copies of it. And I picked this one up because it was in a weird sleeve like this, which is actually something that Anchor Bay put out, called like the Horror Legacy series, which I'm guessing they put other films out like this, where they just took a pre-existing edition of the movie and slapped this type of this type of sleeve over it. And I think I remember seeing these in like a Walmart FYE when these first came out. It says like 2006. Because I remember seeing, I think, Hellraiser or maybe even Halloween in like an edition like this. But I thought it was kind of cool, and I hadn't seen it in a while, and I liked the way the insert looked, so I picked it up. And I was actually hoping that maybe the copy of the movie was slightly different than the DVD copy I already owned. When I got home and opened it and took the insert off, I noticed that it was the same copy of The Evil Dead that I already owned, just more or less the basic Anchor Bay edition, or the Ladies of the Evil Dead edition, because this one comes with the Ladies of the Evil Dead insert, which this copy also had, and my older copy did too. But I was actually in the long run glad I picked this up, because my older copy had a tear at the top, so I'm glad to get a copy that's in better condition. And also the disc for this one is in better condition than my last copy. My last copy had a couple scuffs and stuff like that on it, so it's nice to have a really good copy of this movie, because it's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And actually, I don't mind having the little slip cover over it anyways, so in the long run I was glad that I picked this up. Evil Dead. Next up here is King Kong versus Godzilla, which is really cool. This is another addition to my King Kong collection. This is also the first Godzilla movie I have on DVD. I've seen a lot of the other Godzilla movies, but this is the first one that I've picked up just because I've always wanted to see this. I've never seen this, and I've been a King Kong fan ever since I was younger, into the Universal Monsters, and I've always wanted to see this one, but I never got around to it. I don't think I ever rented this as a little kid, but I might have. So I'm looking forward to watching this one. I've seen a couple reviews on it, and one of my friends told me that it was really fun, so I feel like this is going to be cool. Alright, next up here is Andy Warhol's Bed, which this is a movie that Andy Warhol is the producer for, but like a lot of the things that he had his name connected with, it's, you know, part of the title, just like Andy Warhol's Velvet Underground and NECA album. And I've never seen this movie, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. I like checking out anything that has Warhol's name added to it, because he's just one of my favorite artists in general, and he, you know, did a lot of stuff, a lot of movies, paintings, he did music projects, and just he did everything. And he's one of my favorite artists. Him and Stanley Kubrick are actually my 2 favorite artists of all time, and they just inspire pretty much everything that I do, like paintings or design work or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Probably crazy, like most of Andy Warhol's movies. And this is actually the final season of Tales from the Dark Side, which I'm really excited to finally get, because now I have the whole Tales from the Dark Side series on DVD. And another reason I really wanted the 4th season is because there's an episode called The Moth with Debbie Harry in it. And Debbie Harry is the lead singer of Blondie, and she's one of my favorite singers, one of my favorite actresses. I just think she's a great person, just awesome. And so I'm excited to see that, which I've actually seen that episode with her in it before. It's just last time I had seen it, wasn't even that big of a Blondie fan. It was probably like 5 years ago when the last time I saw this episode, so I'm glad to finally be able to check this one out again. And again, Tales from the Dark Side is my favorite out of all the horror anthology shows. I just love the vibe and the atmosphere for it, and the intro I think is just the best, just real spooky and scary. One of my favorite intros of all time. I just think it's one of the scariest TV show intros ever, and they don't even really show too much. It's just some trees and like a couple, you know, houses on a countryside and like an abandoned road. It's just the way they have it set with the music and the narrator, just very effective. One of my favorite TV show intros ever, and one of my favorite TV shows also, Tales from the Dark Side, the final season. And this is the last out of the DVDs, and it's another TV show, which this is the original Transformers cartoon series, and this is seasons 3 and 4, which I'm looking forward to checking these out. And I'm also looking forward to buying seasons 1 and 2 on DVD. I picked this one up first because the Walmart I went to, this was really the only one they had. I went to another Walmart and I saw that they had seasons 1 and seasons 2 split up in 2 volumes, but the one that I went to really only had this one. So at the time I just picked it up because I thought it was cool. 15 bucks for 2 whole seasons of Transformers. So, but now that I know that Walmart has all these, I'm definitely going to try to pick up the whole series because I love the older Transformers cartoon. Just really fun, really entertaining. One of my favorite cartoons from like that time. It's really cool. Looking forward to checking this out for sure. Really nice packaging and everything for this too. And then here I just have 2 tapes I wanted to show quick. First I picked up Dr. Detroit on tape, which this is a movie that I've never seen. It's got Dan Aykroyd in it. And one of my friends recently, Mike, who also has a YouTube channel, Mike Face 1, he was kind of been talking about this movie, so he made me kind of want to check it out. And also I want to see this because recently I picked up a record single that has Devo doing the soundtrack for this movie, which Devo does the theme song for this movie, I mean, and I have this single with the theme song and the B-side and everything, so I thought that was cool, just that it has like Devo for the music, so I thought it seemed like an interesting movie to check out. So I don't really know too much about this. I heard that it's pretty good, so, you know, I'm looking forward to, you know, just checking this out eventually and seeing what it's all about. Dr. Detroit. And then last here for the tapes is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Coming Out of Their Shells tour, which this was from the 90s, like early 90s. They did a live show tour, and they played songs and did other stuff on stage, like reenacted, you know, like choreography, fight type stuff. It just seems ridiculous. I've actually seen a review on this. I think the Angry Video Game Nerd or somebody like that did a review on this, or at least talked about it in one of their videos. I think it was the Angry Video Game Nerd or Cinemassacre. And I've always wanted to see it because it just looks so cheesy and ridiculous. And I love the old Turtles cartoon, and you know, the Turtles movies are really good too, the first live action ones. So just this seems like it would just be entertaining to watch, even if it is extremely stupid. Look at that, they're ready to go. But yeah, that's all the DVDs and tapes I have. But like I said, I bought 2 action figures that I also want to show at the end of this video. First up here is I picked up an Alien figure, which Alien is probably my favorite science fiction movie ever, after, you know, 2001: A Space Odyssey and Blade Runner. It's like my favorite horror sci-fi movie, I guess is what I was trying to say. I just love everything about it. It's basically a slasher movie in space, but it's really well done, well written. Everything about it is perfect, and just one of my favorite horror movies in general. So I've always wanted to get a really nice Alien figure, and you know, the glare on this isn't, you know, the best right now, but I think you guys can get the picture. You know, it's from NECA, and they do a lot of really good horror movie figures, especially Predator and Alien. They put out like a new Predator and Alien figure like every couple months, from what it seems. And there's also a figure of the alien from the Aliens movie, so the one from the sequel too, which I want to pick up. But this actually cost me 20 bucks, which the price was, I thought, a little bit more expensive. But when I got home and checked online, I didn't find any of these going for less than 20 bucks. So in my opinion, it wasn't that bad of a deal. But I also read reviews that these figures are kind of fragile, that if you try to play with them or display them, that they have a tendency of, you know, the arms or legs breaking off easily. But, you know, I plan on keeping it in the package anyway, so I don't think I have to worry about any of that. But a really cool figure, in my opinion. If I can get it without any glare, it would be nice. But I just think it's a really nice, cool looking figure. And to go with Alien, I thought, why not pick up a Predator figure too? And I found this really awesome Predator figure, which was based on a line that NECA's been putting out for a while now, where it repaints their figures to look like what the character would look like in a classic video game, which they did it with Jason, based on what he looked like from the classic Nintendo game, and they also did the same thing with Freddy. And this is the Predator one that they put out, where they made Predator look like what he looks like in the Predator game, which I've seen the Predator game, the Angry Video Game Nerd Again has done a review on the Predator game, and there's like different Predators in the game, but in the cutscenes he has this like blue tint to him, which you can see on the back, which is how they painted the figure, which I just think this is cool. I like retro video games, and I also like Predator, so I thought this was a really cool figure for me to buy. Really cool packaging design in my opinion too. It's like based on the video game box, which was obviously based on the movie, but I just think it looks really nice. I have it on my shelf like this, and it really looks cool on the shelf. And even if you had it set up like that, just everything about the packaging and the layout on this, I just think is really well done. And then the figure itself, it has this little flip so you can look at the figure, and it has another like still shot from the game on the flip inside. And then the figure, again with the glare, sorry about that, but the figure just looks really nice in my opinion. I love the paint job. I've always liked figures like this that have like odd color paint jobs to them, or just kind of random, and I just think it looks cool in my opinion. So I was really excited for this, and this is something that I had looked up and I knew was out. I've seen it online. I've seen pictures of it along with the other ones they have in the series, which they have a Jason, a Freddy, a RoboCop, and I think a Rocky figure in this like classic video game line that they've been putting out. But I think this is one of the coolest ones in the line after the Jason one, which I think is just the best in the whole series. But that one goes for like $150 online because it was a Comic-Con exclusive. But in the long run, I just think this is an awesome figure, and if you see this, I would definitely suggest to pick it up, because this is one of those collectibles that, even though I don't think it will get extremely high in price, I definitely think the price will like double in the next like year or two for a figure like this. So, you know, I'm excited about all that stuff that I picked up, and I hope you guys thought the video was cool too. And if you liked it, like always, leave a comment or a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.